Welcome to Bloom at the Yoga Garden. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice today. And we are thinking about joy and maybe releasing the inner child a little bit. And I just want you to be joyful for this practice. So get yourself comfortable on your mat. So we're just going to begin in easy cross-legged today. So shift the flesh off your sit bones. Feel that you're drawing energy right up through the front of your body, the sides, the back. Soften your shoulders. And if you can, allow the backs of your hands to rest on your knees, or you want your arms or your elbows in close to your sides anyway. So just whatever way is comfortable, or if you want to, you can place your hands down on your knees. And just take a nice long, slow, deep inhale. Feel your breathing right up from the earth, getting energy from the earth, that little bit of lift. Inhale up. And exhale, soften. So just continue to breathe. Nice, soft, easy inhales. And gentle, relaxing exhales. Inhale. And exhale. And just notice how you're feeling. How you're feeling physically, maybe now that you've sat down or sat here in your... Of course you can sit in any comfortable position if this isn't comfortable for you, I should have said. Or of course you can lie down as well. But sometimes it's good to give ourselves a little bit of a challenge at the start of our practice. But of course, we don't want to do anything that is going to hurt ourselves. We want to make sure that we work within our own capabilities and any restrictions that we might have in our physical body. Always respect your body. Be mindful of any aches and pains and sore bits, and take a rest at any time or use a prop. That's what they're for. So a couple more nice easy breaths here, just finding that little bit of stillness in a busy world. So we want to stop being humans doing and become a human being. Just be here now. Inhale and exhale. Nice easy in and out. And now gently blink your eyes open, and then from here we just roll forward, swing your legs to one side and bring yourself down onto your mat. Bring your knees in towards your chest and a little rock from side to side. And then we'll do 3 nice wee circles round to the right. And then change direction, and 3 the other way. So again, take this time to notice any bits that feel maybe a wee bit tight, maybe a wee bit of uncomfortable. I'm certainly feeling when I turn that way at my piriformis for some reason. So now we're going to straighten the left leg out along the floor. Squeeze the right knee in, so try and make sure your shoulders don't tighten up when you do this. And then take hold of your right ankle if you can, or your right shin, and nice and carefully plant your right hand down to give you a wee bit of support. Take your left foot across and plant it in the floor on the other side, or the outside of your left thigh. And if you can, keep holding onto your shin or your ankle. Now, if your foot doesn't comfortably reach the floor, this is where you're going to use a brick or a block or a book, whatever you happen to have, and use it and bring the floor up a bit closer to you if your foot doesn't go down easily. And then you can take your right arm out at shoulder level, and as long as you have no neck issues, you can turn your head and look over your right shoulder and check that everything's staying nice and soft. So press into the sole of the right foot, press into the sole of the left foot, in fact, press into the soles of both feet. Take a big inhale and exhale. See if you can soften a tiny little bit more into the pose. One more breath here. And nice and gently bring your right arm in, bring your head round, and straighten the right leg along the floor. So we'll do the other side. Give your left leg a wee squeeze in. Just notice how that feels. And then hold on to your shin or your ankle and step it across to the outside of the right thigh. And again, you want to be able to press into the sole of that right foot, left foot actually, and also into the right foot. Bring your arm out at shoulder level if that's okay. Take a big inhale and maybe turn your head to look over your left shoulder. And just notice how it feels on this side. Big inhale and exhale. See if you can soften into the twist just a tiny little bit more. One more breath here, and then gently bring your left arm in, undo the cross of your feet, and bring your right knee in as well. And again, squeeze them in towards your chest, and we're just going to do a few rock and rolls, and then you're going to meet me sitting in your bottom with your legs out in front. So we're thinking about joy today. Joy and happiness. So just feel you're massaging and warming up the full length of your spine here. And then beat me with your feet out in front. So lift the flesh off your sit bones. Press your hands in either side of your hips and lift your heart center up. And then just begin to fold over your thighs, just to wherever is comfortable for you. And then maybe walk your hands forward onto your shins, your feet, wherever. And now we're going to roll our shoulders forward. Take a big inhale and exhale. Let your head go. So your feet and knees are about hip width apart. And the crown of your head's coming down. Well, it's not coming down really towards the floor, but you're letting it go. And feel your breathing getting length in the back body. And as you exhale, soften just a tiny wee bit more into the front. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. And then walk your hands up your legs or up the floor. Swing your legs to one side and bring yourself round and meet me in tabletop. So knees, feet hip width apart, knees below your hips more or less, wrists below your shoulders, and you're actively pressing the floor away. So we're not collapsing down. We're pressing into the base of the index finger and thumb index fingers facing forward, and the fingers are really well spread. And we're going to take a big inhale. We're going to do a few cat-cows. Inhale, drop your belly down, bottom up towards the ceiling, heart center coming through, lovely. And exhale, tuck your tail under, press the lower weight round your shoulders. I always love this at the start of my practice. You'd notice that I do it a lot. Inhale, belly to the floor, hips up toward, bottom up towards the ceiling. Exhale, tuck your tail, round your shoulders, chin to chest. Inhale, belly to the floor, bring your heart through, and this time we're going to add a wee bit of movement. Tuck your tail under, and then chin to chest, and bring yourself back down onto your heels, or your bottom onto your heels. And then as you inhale, of course, take a breath whenever you need to. Draw yourself through, elbows to the floor, draw yourself through, and bring yourself up into your cow. We'll do a couple more of those. Exhale, tuck your tail, bottom down towards your heels, elbows to the floor on the inhale. Use the strength in your arms to draw yourself through. Try and keep your elbows tucked in. We don't want our elbows going out to the sides as we come up. Exhale, tuck your tail, round your shoulders. Inhale, draw yourself through. And this time we'll just come up into our neutral tabletop. Lovely. And now from here, we're going to reach back with the right foot and leg, give the right toes, sorry, that's the left foot, beg your pardon, this is the left foot. Left foot and leg. Would help if I knew my right from my left. And just give it a wee rock from side to side. And then we're going to plant that right foot down, left foot, why am I saying right foot? Left foot down on the floor. So you want to press into the baby toe side of your left foot. Now you can have it out as wide as you want to, or if you feel your balance is good, you can have the arch of the left foot in line with the toes of the right foot. But again, that's a much more challenging balance position. Equally, you can move your right hand out to the side a bit and just give yourself a broader base for your pose. So come onto the fingertips of the left hand, draw your left hand up across front of your body, and then press strongly into the baby toe side of the back foot for your balance, and then exhale, bring it down. Inhale, draw it up. So keep pressing into the baby toe side of the back foot, exhale down, lovely. Last one. Inhale, draw your arm up. Reach up, maybe you look up towards your thumb this time. Keep breathing, of course. Lift your heart up towards the ceiling. Feel joyful, release the inner child. One more breath here. And then gently bring your left hand down. And now, if you want to go a wee bit further, you can flick, turn the lower right leg round slightly. And then maybe you lift the left leg off the floor. So this is just to give you a wee bit more balance. So this is like a version of side plank. And then maybe you'll release the left hand and you're in a kneeling side plank. And this is a challenge for your leg and for your balance. You feel it here in your hip. It's quite strong. One more breath. Gently lower down your arm and your hand. Bring yourself back to center. Flick the right lower leg round and you're back into your tabletop position. Maybe you might want to give your wrists a wee shake before we go on to the other side, although it's going to be the other wrist's going to be working this time. So same thing now on the other side. Reach back with the right foot and leg this time. And again, have it as far forward, or if you want to challenge yourself, have the arch in line with the toes of the left foot. And then you can take your left hand out a bit further as well if you want to broaden the base of your pose. So go on to the fingertips of the left hand, and then when you're ready, draw the right hand, come on to the fingertips of your right hand, draw your right hand up across your body, and then reach up. So the more you press into the top of the left foot and the baby toe side of the right foot, the more balanced you'll feel. And exhale, lower it down. Lovely. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. Last one. Inhale, reach up. Really lift your heart up towards the ceiling this time. So you're sort of moving your left ribs upwards. And then gently lower your right hand down. If you want to, flick the lower left leg over to the side and maybe lift the right leg. And again, either hand onto your hip if you want to, or you can take the right hand up. So a version of side plank. Feel strong, feel joyful. One more breath. And then gently lower your back foot, bring your arm down. Flip the left foot round again and sit back on your heels. Maybe you want to give your toes a wee stretch or bring yourself into child's pose. But either way, we're just going to give our wrists a wee break, wee breather. So you can do circles if you're in child's pose as well. Just bring your hands down either side and do a few wee circles. Lovely. And then from here, bring yourself forward. We're going to tuck our toes under and bring yourself up into downward facing dog. So just give your dog a wee walk. Do it whatever way you want to. You can just straighten each leg in a straight way, or you can straighten each leg and add a wee twist. So just whatever feels right for you. And then when you're ready, come into your static dog. So begin to take your heels back and down. Don't worry about getting them to the floor. Lift your sit bones up as high as you can. And really important, press into the base of the index finger and thumb so you're taking the pressure out of your wrists. The pads of all the fingers in contact with the floor. Shoulders rotating away from each other, the big arm bones rolling out. And let your head go. So this is such a lovely letting go pose. And you'll notice we're looking for our inner child to find joy today. So you'll notice that this is something that little toddlers and children who are learning to walk do a lot, because to them it's the obvious way to get up onto your feet is to come into down dog. Not many adults do it, but you see children and babies doing it such a lot. So think, chill, relax, smile, have a wee laugh. Don't take it too seriously. Big inhale. Open your mouth wide and lion's breath out. Stick your tongue out. Inhale. Open your mouth wide, lion's breath, tongue out. Lovely. And then from here, we're going to roll up onto our toes. Roll forward until your shoulders are over your wrists. Press your heels away. Dome your shoulders. And you're in plank. So just look forward. Notice how you're feeling. Take a big inhale here. And exhale back into down dog. I'm going to do one more with those. Inhale, roll forward into plank. And maybe this time you'd like to lift one hand off and tap your shoulder. Lift the other hand off and tap your shoulder. One-armed dog. No, one-armed plank. One more breath. And bring yourself back into downward facing dog. You rock from side to side in your dog, another wee walk if you want to. And then we're just going to flip over onto the sides of our feet. So go to the right first of all. So go onto the baby toe side of the right foot, big toe side of the left foot. Back to centre. So it's easier maybe to do it from your tiptoes. And then the other side. Back to centre. And one more to each side. Back to centre. Over to the left. Back to centre. And then we're going to take the weight onto our left foot and leg. Lift your right foot up. Look forward. And step through with your right foot. Bring your left knee to the floor. So be light on your fingertips if you can. So right knee and ankle in line with each other. Check your back foot straight. And be as light as you can in your fingertips, because we don't want to be kind of pushing up with our arms. We want to be lifting up from the pelvic floor the whole way up the front of the body, so that really your arms are almost irrelevant. Of course, bring your hands to your knee if you do need to, but see if you can zip up through the centre of your body and bring yourself up into your low lunge. So you want to have a long enough lunge so there's you're just beginning to feel a wee bit of a stretch here. So shoulders are soft. You can look up between your hands if you want to. So hands and arms about shoulder width apart. So you don't want them too wide, but if you sore shoulders, take them wider. But you certainly don't want them squeezed in. So lift up through the front of your body. Big inhale and exhale, soften. Inhale, reach into your fingertips. Exhale, soften. One more. Inhale up, and this time bring your hands together. Exhale, hands down to your heart center. And then we're going to take another inhale and turn towards the right. So see if you can bring your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. And don't worry, you can just take your hand in behind and you're still going to get a nice opening of the front of the body. One more breath here. Gently release, bring yourself back to centre. Frame the front foot, tuck the toes of the back foot under, and we're back into downward facing dog. And we're going to the other side. So wee quick breather here, or bring your knees down to the floor if you want to in child's pose. And then when you're ready, if you can bring yourself back into down dog, take your weight onto the right foot and leg, reach up, look forward, left foot through, right knee to the floor. And again, nice lightness in your fingertips. Feel that your legs are supporting you. After all, mostly we do allow our legs to support ourselves. We don't normally want our hands on the floor at the same time. So nice lightness. And again, zip up all through the front of the body and bring yourself up into your low lunge. Reach up into your fingertips. Exhale, maybe lunge a little deeper. Front knee and ankle in line with each other. Knee heading towards the middle of your foot. Inhale up. Exhale, soften. One more. Inhale up. Exhale, soften. And this time, inhale, bring your hands together. Draw your hands down. Feel that sense of, feel you're drawing joy into your heart. Lift up and turn your head, turn yourself so your right elbow will come at the outside of your left thigh. And if that's too much, just take your left arm back and keep your right hand on your left thigh. So it really doesn't matter where you are, you're trying to lift your heart up towards the ceiling and smile. One more breath and gently release back to centre. Frame the front foot, press into the toes of the back foot, step yourself back into downward facing dog, and we'll all bring our knees down to the floor, big toes to touch, just for a little quick breath. So you can have your hands down either side of your body and do wee circles, or you can keep working and stretching with the fingertips on the floor. Feel as if you're stretching through the sides and the back of the body with each inhale, and with each exhale, softening and releasing into the front body. Inhale and exhale. Let something go. One more nice, long, slow, deep inhale. Feel you're stretching through the sides and front, back of the body. And exhale. Bring yourself down again. And then from here, plant your hands down. Bring yourself back up into your tabletop position. Tuck your toes under and bring yourself back into downward facing dog. So we're going to come into side plank here from down dog, partly because I think it's a lovely way of getting your hips nice and high. But I'm going to give you a couple of options here. So if you find side plank difficult, or you're new, you want to step your left foot about a third of the way forward, and then pivot onto the baby toe side of the right foot, and then you can maybe lift the left arm up. So you're pressing into this left foot, pressing into the baby toe side of the right foot and lifting your hips up. However, depends on where you've been in your practice, you can just come onto the sides of your feet the way we did earlier, and then lift up, and again lift yourself up. Or if you want to, you can put one foot on top of the other. Keep lifting your hips up. Maybe you lift the top leg up, maybe you won't. So lots of options there for everybody. And if you're here, you're still getting the full benefit of your pose. A wee bit of balancing involved, and of course a bit of upper body strength or upper arm strength. One more breath here. Wherever you are, windmill that left hand down, pivot the toes and bring yourself back into downward facing dog. We'll try the other side. So again, please take whatever option suits you. So this time we'll step the right foot about a third of the way forward. So it's at a wee bit of an angle, so that you can press strongly into that right foot. Come on to the baby toe side of the left foot. Press strongly into the left hand and arm, and either hand to your waist or up, or maybe you'll just keep it in front where we were. Maybe you'll bring it down on top and lift your heart center up towards the ceiling. Keep lifting your hips up. Maybe lift the right foot. So we don't have to stay in this for long. No matter how briefly you're in it, you're doing a good job. So well done, folks. Really well done. And then from here, we're going to bring our knees down, big toes to touch. And this time we bring our hands back and tuck your thumbs into the palms, and just some nice wee rotations with the wrists. And then change direction. And just whatever you know you need to do, whatever your body is saying to you.
So again, inhaling into the back body, exhaling into the front body, and then maybe just begin to gently massage your third eye. Nice and gently. So the third eye is all to do with our intuition, our sense of what's right, a sense of what is that also related to that gut feeling that you get. And then bring yourself back to rest in the center. And then from here, walk your hands forward. Bring yourself up. And we're going to tuck our toes under. We won't do down dog again. And just walk your feet toward your hands. And then meet me in Uttanasana. Forward fold. So knees bent as deeply as you need to. Maybe if you can, bring the backs of your hands down onto the floor. Just it gives your wrists a nice little ease out after what we've been doing, because we've been quite heavy on our wrists. Well, I hope you haven't been heavy on your wrists. That's where we need that little arch in our hands by pressing into the base of the index finger and the thumb so that we don't take the pressure on our wrists. So from here, we're going to inhale and unroll really, really slowly. And bring yourself the whole way up to stand and bring yourself into Tadasana. So feel as if you're pressing into all four corners of your feet. So your feet can be slightly apart or they can be together, whichever suits you. If you lift all the toes and see if you can set them down one at a time. The shins are rolling back, kneecaps are lifted, but we're not locking our knees, so our knees are quite soft. Pubic bone lifted, sacrum go down to the floor, lift your heart up towards the ceiling, rotate your shoulders back, and allow your hands to face forward. Lovely. Take a big inhale. And exhale. So feel your breathing right up through the soles of your feet, through the whole length of your body, getting that energy up from the earth. Inhale and exhale. So we're inhaling the air that has been sent out by the trees, by everything that's growing, and then as we exhale, we're sending it back. And we're also letting go of anything that doesn't serve us at this particular time. One more breath here. And then gently blink your eyes open, bring your hands together at your heart center, excuse me, and we're going to take a step back with the left foot and leg. Now, not a huge step because we're coming into Virabhadrasana 1. So in Virabhadrasana 1, it's not an enormous step, but you don't want it to be too narrow a pose. So you don't want to be stepping back directly behind the front foot. And then we're going to lunge deeply into the right foot and leg. And again, check that your right knee is heading towards the middle of your foot. So we're not leaning forward, we're lifting up. So you're lifting the whole of your pelvis up off the thighs. Shoulders rolling down. And then from here, we're going to reach both arms out in front. And we are going to bend the right arm and take the elbow into the crease. No, bend the left arm, take the elbow into the crease of the right arm, and either bring your backs of your hands together, or maybe you can do the double bind, or if not, just give yourself a good hug. Okay? And then lift your elbows up towards the ceiling, certainly up at least to shoulder level. So try and keep your arms away from your face. So lift your elbows up, lift your heart up along with it. Look up at your hands, breathe, smile, feel strong. One more big inhale here, lovely, well done. Soften your shoulders, don't take your shoulders up with your elbows. One more big inhale and exhale. Fold forward and down, bring your elbows down towards your front knee and then release your arms, excuse me, and you can bring your hands down onto the floor, or you can use a couple of bricks or a bit of furniture if you're at home. Okay, so we were here and now we're here, or hands to the floor, or maybe you won't do either. Maybe you'll just begin to lift off that back foot, but I would suggest that you use your bricks, or the floor's a bit far away really, ideally bricks are better. So your back leg may begin to drift up, but don't worry about it. If it just goes to here, that's great. And then bring your heart center through. Don't worry about trying to get any higher. But toes pointing down towards the floor. We're trying to make sure we've got two nice even hips, so you're not sort of tipping to one side. Pressing into the big toe side of your standing leg, and bring your heart center through. Lovely. And then maybe it's not a good idea to leave go of the bricks, but I find it easier actually just to come in without the bricks if you think you're going to do the full pose. One more breath here, and then hands to your bricks if you need to. Step back with the left foot and leg and bring yourself up into your regular Virabhadrasana 1. So you're lunging deeply into the front knee, pressing into the baby toe side of the back foot, both hips facing forward. Drop your shoulders down. One more big inhale here. Maybe begin to take your arms back, take your hands back. The tiniest wee bit of a back bend. Lift your heart up, feel joyful. One more breath. And exhale, hands to your heart center. Press into the back foot and spring forward. And we're all ready to do the other side again. So we know what we're going to do. We're going to take the weight onto our left foot and step back with the right foot. So again, don't make it too narrow, and lunge into the front leg. So knee heading towards the middle of your foot, knee and ankle preferably, if possible, in line. Arms out in front. This time we're going to take the elbow of the right arm into the heel, the heel of the right arm. The elbow of the right arm into the crease of the left arm. Get it right yet. So again, either hug, this side could be different. Backs of the hands together, palms together, and lift your elbows up. So hands away from your face and lift your elbows up. Inhale, and don't lose your lunge. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lunge a little deeper. One more. Inhale, up. And exhale. Begin to lower your arms down. And again, either hands to the floor, hands to your bricks, or a chair, whatever, and begin to lean into the left foot, and maybe your right foot will drift off the floor. Don't worry where it comes to. You can keep a soft bend in this front leg the whole time if you want to. So we're aiming to have two nice level hips. I'm correcting myself, I hope. Lift your heart forward. So keep your hands on your bricks if you need to. And of course, the other way you can do it is up against a wall. So you just have yourself hand distance away from the wall at about shoulder level. And then from here, it's a much easier step to leave go of the wall. So wherever you are here, when you're ready, step back with the raised leg and then bring yourself back up into Virabhadrasana 1. So lifting up and lunging a little bit deeper. Inhale up, soften your shoulders. One more breath here, inhale up, begin to take your arms back, take your hands back, tiny wee back bend. Any pinching, come up. You really need to get plenty of length in the spine with the inhale before you begin to take your arms back. Lovely. One more breath here. And exhale. Bring your hands to your heart center. Press into the front foot. Spring off the back foot. And we're back to stand. Well done. So balancing poses are always challenging. So don't worry about it if you feel, if it was a challenge, it should be a challenge. So from here, if you want to turn to face the long edge of your mat and take your feet more than hip width apart. So not wide, 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 but more than hip width apart. And we're going to turn our toes to 10 to 2. Or what else would it be? No, 10 to 2, or 10 past 11. Okay? So hands to your heart center or onto your hips. And we're going to bend our knees. So we're going to send our knees out towards the outer edge of our feet. So our knees aren't going to roll in. If you want to, you can bring your hands down to the inside your thighs and make sure you get those muscles working. So we don't want our bottom to stick out the back. So we're tucking our tail under, sending our sacrum down towards the floor, and see how that feels. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Swing your arms up overhead. Look up between your hands, feel strong. Begin to take your thumbs back and then bend your elbows and bring yourself into cactus arms. Lifting your heart up, feel joyful. Sink a little lower. Press into the baby toe side of your feet and get your knees to roll outwards. Tuck your tail under, lift your pubic bone up. One more big inhale here. And exhale, bring your hands down. Hands onto your hips. Straighten your legs. And heel toe your feet back to center. Lovely, well done. And you can turn and face the short edge of your mat again. And just more repose to do. We're going to do Garudasana, full Garudasana. So we've already done the arms of Garudasana, eagle pose. So now we're going to do the arms of Garudasana, or the whole thing. So tell yourself, I'm taking the weight onto my left foot and leg and reduce contact with your right. And then the more you bend this left leg, the easier it is to get the crossover. That makes sense. So we did cross our legs over, and then maybe you'll be able to take your tuck. But if you take your tuck, sometimes what happens is you begin to face the left edge of your mat. So you want to actually keep both hips facing forward. So your left leg's on top. So we're going to bring our arms out in front. Put the elbow of the right arm into the crease of the left arm. And the same as we did earlier, either a hug or palms together. Lift your elbows up. And of course, keep the toes of the right foot on the floor if you need to. And sink a little lower. Inhale, lift your elbows, hands away from your face. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. 2 more breaths here. You can do it. 1 more. And then gently release your arms. Bring yourself up. Well done. Give your legs a wee walk, a wee wriggle about. Well done. So, other side. Tell yourself I'm taking the weight onto my right foot and leg. And this side could be different. Bend the right knee deeply. Cross the left knee over. Keep the toes on the floor if you need to. Maybe do your tuck. Check when you tuck that your hips are still facing forward. So your left leg is on top. So your right arm will be on top this time. Is that what we did the last time? And then lift up. So lift your elbows up away from or up towards shoulder level, hands away from your face. And breathe. Sink a little bit lower. Lift your elbows up. Well done. Breathe. Smile. Feel strong. One more breath here. And then gently release your arms. Undo the cross of your legs. Give your legs a wee wobble, a wee walk from side to side. And then from here, we're going to swing our arms up. Be glad, be joyful, bring your hands together. Draw them down through the centre of your body. Bend your knees as deeply as you need to make contact with the floor, or maybe hold onto your elbows. Hold on to the backs of your heels. Whatever feels right for you, your shins. Maybe cross your elbows or hold onto your elbows behind your knees. Wherever you are, we want the crown of your head heading towards the floor. And just let the upper body be like a rag doll. Knees lovely and soft. Feel a lovely stretch all down the back body. One more breath here. And then make contact with the floor. Bring one knee down. Bring the other knee down. Swing your legs to one side. And bring your legs back out in front. Bring your come onto your sit bones and bring the soles of your feet together in Baddha Konasana. So just have a wee rock from side to side, butterfly your legs a little bit, your knees. Lift your heart center up. So try not to kind of lift your heart center through, and maybe give your feet a wee massage and just notice how that feels. And then from here, take one arm in underneath your thigh and then the other one. And maybe this is where you're going to stay, and if so, that's fine. But it's quite a nice wee stretch. So, and then if you want to, you can begin to lift your feet up, but you're bringing your heart center through. Lovely. Inhale. Lift your heart up towards the ceiling. And exhale, let something go and smile. Look as if you're enjoying yourself. One more breath. And gently release your feet down. Bring your arms out. Bring your knees together. And then from here, we're going to unroll nice and slowly down onto the floor. bring your knees in towards your chest. We rock from side to side. And then plant your feet down. So knees and feet about hip width apart. Have your heels so that you just about touch the heels with the middle finger. Any back issues, take your feet a wee bit further away. Tuck your shoulders under. Press into your feet, press into your hands, and begin to lift your bottom towards your heels and roll up onto your shoulders. So breastbone coming up towards your chin up towards the ceiling. Take a breath here. And exhale. Unroll. Nice and slowly back down. So we'll do one more of those. Press into your feet. Inhale, lift up. Breastbone up towards your chin up towards the ceiling. Big inhale, another wee lift. And exhale, unwind. Nice and slowly. And then bring your knees together, arms out at shoulder level, and just drop your knees down towards the right, head comes to the left. Inhale back to center, knees left, head to the right. Inhale back to center. And if you want to, you can keep your knees bent, take your feet out full width of your mat, allow your knees to roll in, or straighten your legs out along the mat. Tuck your shoulders in, arms rotated so the backs of the hands can be in the floor. Maybe roll your head gently from side to side and come to rest in the middle. Take a nice long, slow, deep inhale. And a nice, long, slow exhale. So again, feel as if you're stretching the crown of your head up towards the end of the mat. Heel of the right foot at the right edge of the mat. Heel of the left foot at the left edge of the mat. Tuck your shoulders under. And just take a nice, long, slow, deep inhale. Filling your lungs right up to the top. Open your mouth wide. And sigh it out. Inhale. Another really big, deep, nourishing breath. Brief pause, and this time seal your lips lightly and allow it to whisper out through your nostrils. So just do a quick scan of your body and see if there's anywhere you could let go a tiny little bit more. Crown of your head or the back of your head, the backs of the shoulders, the backs of the arms, all of the back body, the buttocks, backs of the legs, the heels, the toes. And just notice how safe and secure you feel here in your mat. Feel as if you can sink down into your mat, knowing that it's a really safe, comforting place to be. Inhaling, getting freshness when you're exhaling, letting go.
So please stay here as long as you have time or as long as you feel you need to. Otherwise, I'm going to say goodbye. So bring your hands together at your heart center. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I really am grateful for the fact that you keep setting aside the time to turn on your video and get on your mat. So thank you so much. May we all know a life of joy. May we all know a life of happiness. May we all be at peace with whatever comes. Namaste.